Good afternoon. I am Valley Anderson, and we are excited to bring the first episode of the Bridge to Faith program to you all today. The Returning Youth Initiative launched this program to assist all young adults, especially those who are post-incarcerated, in discovering the path to a prosperous future with faith. The founder of this initiative, Dr. Surajit Khanna, saw that these young adults are losing faith in the future due to a lack of understanding of the human foundation. But we know the human foundation is always based on the Creator who created this mankind, our God, and that Jesus, the Son of God, came to reestablish this path to bridge the faith between God and us. We also have Pastor Paul, who is in charge of A New Beginning in Christ Temple at Tobiana, Pennsylvania, which is located 80 miles from Philadelphia City. Pastor Paul graciously agreed to collaborate and work with the initiative to establish this program and take it nationwide. As we all know very well, Dr. Khanna is a servant of the underserved and a child safety advocate, as well as the voice of the voiceless. He founded the Juvenile Justice Reformation Act initiative, which in short we call the Returning Youth Initiative, back in 2020 to help young adults who come out of incarceration restore their lives and be brought back into society. Today, both Dr. Khanna and Pastor Paul will be discussing the strategy to implement this program and discuss about the parable of the lost sheep, Matthew 18:10 through 14. Also, we have Christine Lamp, the coordinator of this program. Welcome, Dr. Khanna and Pastor Paul.
Thank you very much, Valley. Thank you very much, Pastor Paul, and thank you very much, Christine, for joining this first episode. I'm so glad that with the permission of the Lord, Pastor Paul agreed to join this wonderful bridge. And we intentionally call this as a bridge to faith. And this faith means, doesn't matter who you think you are having faith on. Either you are having faith on somebody, but we can't stop thinking, like Valley said, the foundation of this entire mankind is the Creator. There's only one Creator, and that's the God. So when Jesus Christ came to the earth at the instruction or by the instruction of the God, as a Son of God, he came with a mission. And the mission was to tell the mankind that every birth in this earth has a purpose. And that purpose is for the God, not our purpose. We might want to be a lawyer. We might want to be a musician. Who are we to want to be anything? It is the Lord who wants us to be something, because we are the servant of the Lord. But we cannot be the servant of the Lord directly. We got to go through his Son. And his Son, who took the pain to teach us how to be a good person, how to be humble, and how to control our ego so that we don't see that, oh, we discovered this world, or we discovered the USA, like we always celebrate. Somebody discovered US. Who could discover anything? It is only the Lord who can do that. So this program, I'm so delighted that Pastor Paul, you agreed to help these young adults in this initiative so that we can bridge a faith, because everybody is looking for some type of solution. But everybody forgets, before you find a solution, you got to identify yourself. Who are you? The first topic which we want our young adults to understand, who are you? Why you are in this world? Why are you in this United States of America? Why are you in Pennsylvania? Why are you in Montana? Why are you in Ohio? Well, it's not by chance. It is by understanding why we were taken birth. So, Pastor Paul, what do you think about this? First, let me ask you about this program, which today is the first day we are airing to all the young mass. How do you see this?
Well, I think it's a fantastic program. And the reason I think it's a great program, and I think the reason why it will work is, number one, we're putting God first. Secondly, whether we realize it or not, every person that is born for a purpose and for a reason if we believe that God created them. And at the end of the day, the enemy, which is the devil, also has a job to derail whatever our purpose is. Because if our purpose is to serve God, then the devil's purpose is to derail our service to God. So when we see these young men and young women incarcerated and off track, if you want to call it that, or off their course, obviously there's something at play, there's something at work to lead them astray and lead them away from the purpose that God has in their life. And anybody, if you derail their purpose, they're going to be lost. So this program, from what I'm seeing, is an opportunity to be a guide, to give them a target in order to reach their goal. When I was younger, I had a driving school, and I used to teach people how to drive. And I noticed that all the driving schools in Brooklyn, New York, people would take 20 lessons and they still didn't know how to drive straight. So I came up with a plan. I said, okay, in order to beat my competition, I'm going to teach people how to drive straight on the first lesson. And I'm also going to teach them how to park, which is what everyone was scared of. So I came up with a plan, a 3-point method on teaching people how to park the very first time. And then I gave them a target in order to help them to drive straight. I noticed whenever I taught somebody to drive, they always looked at the road or at the front tip of the car. So I told them, listen, you ever played ball? They say, yeah. I said, if you're trying to get a ball in the hoop, the best way to do it is to stare at the hoop, not the ball. So I said, if you're driving the car and you're staring at the car, you'll never drive straight. You have to look as far as you can down the road and concentrate on where you want to go. And if you ignore all the obstacles and the distraction, you'll go straight. And they started doing that. I said, wow, oh my God, I could drive straight. And then when the parking, I gave them a 3-point message. First, you turn right, 1 revolution, once around, then you back up to the corner of the car, turn 2 revolutions the next way, back up straight, 1 revolution and drive straight. I did that to every student. Every student drove straight on the first lesson. They parked on the second lesson, also on the first lesson. Once I did that, I had them. They would go to nobody else. They would come to me and take all the lessons in the world. The reason I'm saying that is a lot of these young people have been led astray. They've been distracted. They have no goal, no focus. And if we can give them a goal, come together and plan a goal for their life and give them a strategy on how to get there, I think we got them.
No, thank you very much, Pastor Paul. This is a great example. And as you said always, that God has a purpose. Well, the devil is also a servant of God. All right? The devil has a purpose too. What is the purpose? To derail everybody. Okay? But your purpose, my purpose, or the people, those who are in this Bridge to Faith program, our purpose is to be a competition to this devil. We are going to take this driving lesson. I think this is a great topic you just brought into the example. We're going to show them how to drive straight. You know what? I don't know how many of you, well, Valley, you did. I don't know whether Christine ever saw Brooklyn. Driving straight in Brooklyn, ha, ha, ha. Okay? You know, so if we can make them drive straight in the Brooklyn, think of the life is the streets in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Among all the cars, because Brooklyn has 4 lanes, 2 lanes each side.
Yeah.
But if I want to stop, I can stop anywhere in Brooklyn, get down and go and do my business, come out. Doesn't matter if anybody's in the back is waiting for me. That's how derailed is the Brooklyn streets are.
Yeah.
And you are planning to drive straight, good luck.
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing in this strategy, which you just said. I think strategy number 1 for this first episode is we need to teach them how to drive straight and park. Parking is very important. Anybody can drive, but everybody cannot park. And what does that mean in the faith? What does the faith relate to the park? Well, when you are focusing on driving, you got to also focus that you need to stop. You need to look at what you want to do in your life. I think, Pastor Paul, you have some strategy which you are thinking of implementing in your church on the weekdays so that when they park, you just don't sit in the car after parking. Why you are parking? Because you park, you get out of the car, do your business, come back in the car, and then get out and then again start driving. So when we park, what are you proposing to these young adults that we do on a weekly basis?
Right. So to bring in the scripture that we had today, Matthew 18 and verse 10, it's the parable of the where Jesus had talked about having sheep, and he had 100 sheep, and 1 sheep went astray. And Jesus was willing to leave the 99 and go after the 1. And the whole premise of the passage is, even though you have 100 sheep, when you lose 1, it is so devastating that you will even leave the 99 and go after that 1. And when you find that 1, it's more exciting to find the 1 that was lost than to have the 99 that you already have. So in parking, to bring it back to what you were asking, we have to have a plan. Once we go out and get them and we bring them in, we can't just bring them in and stare in their face and say, and pat them on the back and say, go out there and you can do well, and not give them the tools and not equip them to survive in a world that the devil is out there constantly, night and day, planning to derail them. And let me tell you something, when you get them in and they park and they relax for a minute, the devil doesn't give up and go home and say, well, you know what? I gave them a hard time. I did my job. No, he will never stop until the day they die. So it's our duty, once they're in park, to teach them. So one of the strategies we came up with, Dr. Kahana, is to, on a Friday night, open up the church and the rec room for young people to come in and teach them about investing. That's one of the strategies, because most young people, they're interested in cryptocurrency, they're interested in the stock market. So we can teach them how the stock market works, how money works, because most young people get derailed going after money. They go out there and sell drugs, they rob, they steal. So we can teach them how to be responsible with money and how to be good stewards of money and how to build wealth. So they don't have to steal, they don't have to rob, they don't have to be encouraged in doing what's wrong. So that's one of the strategies. However, as we discussed, one of the we do have an ulterior motive. And for us taking the time to teach you about wealth and about money and how to acquire your own, you have to learn about the word of God. So we will bring them in on a Friday night. We'll teach them about money and the markets and things of that nature, but they have to spend time learning about the things of God. And we'll incorporate the things of God as part of our teaching. Because at the end of the day, as much as we have to teach them goal setting, our goal is to see them become good citizens and good people. And as a pastor, the only way I know how is in the things of God.
No, absolutely. This is important because whatever we teach them, like you rightly said about the focus, our focus is in this particular program is to bring the young mass, young people to understand what is the purpose of this life.
Yeah.
And the purpose of this life can only be given by God. Okay, it is not that Valley made it up from Montana or Christine made it up from Ohio. No, it is coming from God. That what is the purpose? And you gave the right example of the 99 sheep and one sheep. What does this mean? This means the young adult, those who are listening to this podcast today, you are important, even if you think that you are lost. God is going to send somebody to find you.
Yeah.
Even though you think God is busy with 99 ships, but his more focus is on you because you are lost.
Mm.
And when he finds you, he becomes more excited because now he found you. This is exactly what this program does. Every young adult is that lost sheep. Because devil want to derail that particular ship. Now it is us to win back. And like Pastor Paul said, that even if you park, when you think, oh, now I parked, now I'm going to get down, relax, I go to the church, get my teaching, how to, make my money and also learn about God. Well, do you think the demon is going to leave you alone there? No, you got to focus. You got to focus. You might get a phone call right there after parking that, oh, something an emergency. You have to come. So what happens? Your church session is gone. Your teaching is gone. You get in the car again and start driving. So we are going to teach you in this program that once you park, you are in control of God. Your cell phones, your distraction are the devil's world. We are not going to allow you. Once you park in the church parking lot, you are in control of the God. Not my control, not pastor's control. It is you are in control of God. You got to, this is the teachings which we're going to give you so that you can understand what is your purpose. Your purpose is not only to go and earn money. We're going to teach you that also in a good way. We all need money to survive. We all need money for food. We all need money for our existence. But what good is that money if you don't know who are you and what is your purpose, why you came to this world? Your purpose is not to just earn money. Your purpose is to understand who you are. So this kind of teachings which we are doing it every Friday at Pastor Paul's church. We're starting in Pennsylvania from this Friday, and we are going to have Zoom service. So if anybody, we understand the pandemic thing. If anybody wants to join, please reach out to Christine or Valley. They will provide you the Zoom link. They'll provide you everything so that you can join starting from this Friday, and we will tell you how we can give you the driving instruction, how many hours you need to get a driver's license. At the end of the program, we will give you a driver's license so that you can look straight, you can park nicely, but you will also be given points by the devil if you don't drive straight and if you don't park correctly. So I think I really like Pastor Paul, your strategy about driving straight in Brooklyn, because this is something which, people really don't know. And the bridge which we are doing, let's start this week as the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, in this bridge, we will start driving towards faith.
Amen.
What do you think? I would like to have little input from both Valley and Christine because they are young.
Yes.
What do you think about driving straight in the Brooklyn Bridge towards the faith? Valley.
Well, I really enjoyed hearing both of you guys speak on this, and I thought it was a perfect analogy, actually. Because when I was reading the verse, I kind of thought of it as like how he valued every single one of his believers. So even if one goes astray, he needs to focus to get it back on track. So you guys opening it up in a totally different perspective to me, it was really nice to listen to.
Thank you. How about you, Christine? Do you know where Brooklyn Bridge is?
No.
No, Brooklyn Bridge is in New York.
Yeah.
Actually, Kristen is from Ohio, but she grew up in California. So, she doesn't know much about the Brooklyn Bridge. It's a very famous bridge in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also I go to San Francisco Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge.
Golden Gate Bridge, yes. So what do you think about Pastor Paul's solution for this particular young kids, that we're going to give them a good driving lessons? What do you think about this?
I think it's very valuable and helpful for the youth because we all need guidance in life, especially guidance to like faith and know God and what he has planned for you in your future. So
Absolutely.
yeah, guidance to the right direction is always helpful.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Pastor Paul. I think we did achieve our goal today in this podcast. The main message I would like to share with everybody, those who are listening or will be listening to this podcast, please share this with all the young adults. Doesn't matter whether they are post-incarcerated or not incarcerated. There's no criteria whether you have to be incarcerated. Okay, any young adults, those who really want to drive straight, this driving school is open for you. And we have Pastor Paul as our instructor who knows how to drive, give the lesson, and take you to cross the bridge and take you to faith. Thank you, Pastor Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Khanna, Pastor Paul, and Christine for this amazing discussion today. This discussion was meant to give a clear vision of the initiative from young adults. We know that if all young adults are given the right tools and skill training, then each of them will be a great asset to our country. In order for you to know more about this initiative, please visit us at returningyouth.com. In addition, please don't hesitate to reach out to 1-844-375-4676 1-844-375-4266 or through the Returning Youth website with any questions. Again, that number is 1-844-375-4266. Thank you all again. We'll see you next week. God bless.